What up, everybody? It is time for another episode of your favorite sports betting podcast, Woodman. It's Jump the Sharp. Do you have something to say?
Such a deranged introduction. It's so good.
Whoa, wait. Do I have a reason to be pumped up?
Well, my friends, I wish you all could be here in South Philly. It is.
So you're in the heart of it right now.
People are like, you should see Pats, dude. Like every night, like it's just like Phillies red. Huge lines, like we're recording this on a Wednesday. The Phillies won on Sunday. Yep. And the World Series doesn't even start until Friday. And people are already losing their minds here in Philadelphia.
I know that we're here for the football picks, but I'll tell you what, man.
Well, we both love baseball, and we're very excited about the Phils here.
Arguably your favorite sport, as I understand, over the course of being friendly with you.
It is indeed, sir.
My man. Maybe we should have a rendition. If the Phillies do the unthinkable, I'm not going to say it. And not necessarily unthinkable anymore, but we're feeling good.
But you don't want to jinx it, so you're not going to say it. I got you.
If in 2 weeks' time that would happen, then I think the fine program entitled Jump the Sharp should just start out cold for once with a very well renditioned Dave Woody narrated of your favorite baseball quip, or at least story, if you will. Would you want to tell the people what that is again? Because it's a beautiful thing.
I don't know which one you're referring to because I have so many.
Oh, that's true. But the one that you brought forth on the show probably about a year ago with and we were gonna, I believe, who wrote that one? We were gonna have other people come on and do different verses of it.
Yes, that would have been
the game of baseball is something or whatever it's called. Look at me start the show and just stump you about something you love so much. What is it? The game is whatever. Damn it. I'm going to find it.
Are we talking about the green fields of the mind?
That is probably it. Let me go. The green fields of the mind. By the way, it's Jump the Sharp. Jump the Sharp, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy Hollywood here along with the Woodman. Yes, it is Giamatti. The green fields of the mind.
Yes. So Paul Giamatti's dad was the commissioner of baseball after he had been, I believe, president of Yale or Harvard or something like that. And he was baseball commish. And he, afterwards, after he retired from that, he wrote this great book that everybody should read. And that's like a little passage from the book.
This is such a beautiful thing, man.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Like, seriously. And I just want to hear you read
if you love great sports writing, like, it's really good. R.I.P. Speaking of great sports writing, R.I.P. I don't remember if we mentioned him on this show, but Roger Angel died this year at 99. Rest in peace. One of the great American sports writers. I'll send you some of his stuff, buddy. Just the best. I love good sports writing, and it hits me right here.
There you go.
It's just the
best.
You
getting choked up?
Not just yet, but if in 2 weeks' time, as you said, perhaps we can see how we're doing.
From A. Bartlett Giamatti, it is called. The Green Fields of the Mind, and it's from A Great and Glorious Game. It's
a good book. I recommend
The Green Fields of the Mind is the passage. It's this is not the book. We're not telling you to go read a book. Just go ahead and Google Green Fields of the Mind, and you'll have a passage.
It's like what, like 2
6,
paragraphs?
7 paragraphs? No. It's a good one, but
all right.
It's incredible.
It's a few
I'll start
pages.
It out. Ready?
Basically.
Ready? It breaks your heart. It is designed to break your heart. The game begins in the spring when everything else begins again. And it blossoms in the summer, filling the afternoons and evenings. And then as soon as the chill rain comes, it stops and leaves you to face the fall alone.
I mean, that's very poetic, and it's also, doesn't it just ring true?
You count on it, rely on it to buffer the passage of time, to keep the memory of sunshine and high skies alive. And then, just when the days are all twilight, when you need it the most, it stops. Today, October 2nd, a Sunday of rain and broken branches and leaf-clogged drains and slick streets, it stopped, and summer was gone.
Okay.
I'm fucking with you now. I was
very
poetic. Waiting for your next word.
It's very, very poetic, and it's very beautiful, and it strikes me as true.
Now, if you like what you heard, times that by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 paragraphs, and boy, does it go on in much more spectacular fashion than I did it justice. Yeah, you told me about this when we first started doing baseball coverage on the pod, and I was like, no, I've never heard of it. And you were like, after the pod, go read it. And when you signed off that day, I think I like forgot to post the podcast that night until the morning because I read it and I was like really half drunk and really kind of on the verge of tears.
Yeah.
And it's just such a beautiful thing. Man.
It's beautiful. It's just beautifully said, and he's got a real way with words, and it just strikes me as true. I think it's just like there's something about reading something that's just very, very deeply true.
If you want to talk about a classic and the fall classic, that'll get you in the mood. I implore every Philly fan, or fuck, if you're an Astro fan, fuck you. But
the green fields of the mind, definitely,
because we're the only two fan bases that really give a shit right now, probably. But go ahead and search that. I'm sorry, Woodman. What were you going to say, Bubba?
No, I was just going to say the other thing to note here about this show tonight is I don't want to like take a long time. We don't love to do wallowing when we do things wrong or, finger pointing. And we don't love to do a ton of like celebrating and, patting ourselves on the back. We'd rather move. No, we don't do a lot. We don't do a lot because we'd rather move forward and look ahead. Right.
Of course.
But I just want to say,
patting yourself on the back isn't going to make people double the money they made. So there's no reason to do it.
Pat ourselves on I just want to say off the top that we're coming off 2 consecutive now. Really good weeks. I think this show is back now. We're fucking back. You should feel, you listeners and you, Brian, should feel that this show is back to the way it's supposed to be, the way it should be, the way it has been. And I'll throw another little tidbit at you, buddy.
Okie doke.
When I did the DWE here,
oh boy,
it's exactly the way that it used to be last year and the year before, where I nailed a bunch of the lines, and the ones I didn't are way off. And that's exactly what you want. That is what you want, man. You want like to nail basically everything, which shows you you're locked in. You got your good finger on the pulse of the league, right? But the ones that are off, those are your picks. And that's exactly what happened tonight. And really, honestly, to be straight with you, brother, first time this year that I felt like I nailed so many of them, and then the ones that are off are really off.
I was way off,
right?
And that's a good thing. That should make you feel better.
Thing.
Yeah.
The first thing when you popped up on a screen and we were ready to get going here, you just said, I fucking love my picks. And guess what? I don't think I've heard that until since, last year, football wise. I mean, all summer we were loving that shit. But that pumped me up. And I think I do too. And I'm really excited about this, obviously for external reasons here, but for football reasons as well. I think we got some wieners here. Hot dog. So, without further ado, I'm kidding. It's time. You got to do America's favorite segment, don't we here?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Come on.
It's time for What Are We Drinking? The Woodman. Sure. I saw you put down a little bourbon. And once again, if you're watching on YouTube, I'm not even going to go ahead and shout it out. I jumped the sharp. YouTube searches. Hey, we're up to 61 subscribers on the race to 100. Appreciate that.
Getting close.
Badass. And I would be, I have to shout out the Dungeon, Degenerate Dungeon on Glass Cannon Network Employee Lounge, twitch.tv/GCN Employee Lounge. We're having a fucking blast. I will be MIA this week I will not be hosting, unfortunately. I'll be doing this at the Jetro lot in fucking next to Lincoln Financial Field, because I will be in attendance for that Eagles-Steelers game, but I will definitely be popping in. And oh boy, I might be half bent. The Woodman, what are you going to get bent on tonight here?
Heck yeah, dude. And last week was so much fun on the dungeon too. I was reporting live from the Poconos. And we actually had a better week too. I think we had better results.
Not me. 0 right last week.
Oh, really? Okay. I did quite well actually.
I'm getting out of my element. That's the thing. Because on the dungeon, and folks, once again, we're going to be doing our 6 picks here. We're going to be doing our 3 major picks. The dungeon's a little bit more loosey-goosey. We're just trying to have fun and trying to get bang for the buck.
Yep.
These are our, if you want to hear like our fucking Johns, it's Jump the Shark.
For sure. And I'm excited to share mine with you this week. But before I do, I've got one. I drank this on the Dungeon a couple weeks back.
Let's go.
But I haven't had it on this program.
And yes, folks, you've heard correct. He drank it on the Dungeon, a 10 a.m. Sunday morning show.
I did.
Let's go.
I did.
Don't feel ashamed. You'll be doing it again.
This is actually one of those beers that the can has a tagline on it. Like a tagline, like a movie.
Sure.
The tagline on this one is "Never Say Die."
Wow.
And I'll explain why. I'll explain why if people want, or if you want to hear. But so this is from North Coast Brewing Company, and it's called Old Rasputin.
Oh, I remember this. He showed a little. Look at him go too. Was he giving the sign of the cross?
Yeah, he was kind of Rasputin was. It's a Russian Imperial Stout. Is a strong beer, stout beer. And I believe Troy looked it up. If you want to look it up, I believe
I'm going to do it right now.
Real high scoring. It was delicious. I'll tell you
what
that.
Rasputin?
Old Rasputin from North Coast Brewing Company. I will tell you as I pour it.
Go for it.
That the tagline "Never Say Die" refers to the way that Rasputin died. So
ironic.
And the story may be apocryphal. We don't know, but the story that the people gave is that he was these guys had lured him to this meeting where they said there was going to be a bunch of hot chicks or whatever. He was really into chicks at the time, his whole life actually, as so many of us are. But he was. They told him there'd be all these hot chicks there, and so they lured him to this meeting at this dude's house, and they laced all of the food and the wine with cyanide. And he's
red wedding all over again.
And he's sitting there eating and drinking enormously, as he always did. This is a guy who would drink, 5 bottles of red wine.
Damn, that starting is a thick piece.
Look at that, dude.
Wow.
It's heavy and beautiful.
You know what they say? The darker the beer, the sweeter the ABV. Okay, go ahead. That's a fucking hefty one.
So they lured him to this place, and he's eating all this food and he's drinking, and they're freaking out because he's not dying.
Right.
And he's like, well, my throat's bothering me a little bit, but he just keeps drinking anyway. And he's like, sing for me, whatever the guy's name was. He's like, I like your singing voice. You sing again. And like eventually the guys who are there, the assassins, they go upstairs like, what the fuck are we going to do with this dude? Like, he's literally not dying. This is crazy. So one of the guys comes down and shoots him in the chest with his pistol. And
fucking sell out.
Rasputin falls down. He's dead. And okay, we can all breathe a sigh of relief. They go to like move the body. He wakes up. They said his eyes were like, he had like extra, the whites of his eyes were like extra white. He's like, wakes up and he starts like choking the dude. Like it's like a serial killer movie, like Michael Myers or something. So anyway, and then eventually he's like trying to get the knife and, off the table and everything. And like the guys are like wrestling with him and he knocks the gun away and then he runs out into the snow. Yes. And he runs out in the snow and apparently one guy shoots him in the back and he falls down. And then finally he shoots him in the head. Now this is the end of the story. This is the best part. This is the part that's absolutely made up. Everything else I said probably happened. They tell the story like this. They said after he shot him in the head, they wrapped him up in a carpet and they dropped him in the river and they would hope he would, float to Finland. Oh. And he doesn't. And they found his body. And they found his body and they said that this is, again, I believe this to be made up. But they said that the carpet had been like torn at, like he was trying to get out or something like this. So anyway, that's why it says never say die. Just a little fun tidbit for you there. I didn't notice that before, but that's fun. But anyway. Rasputin, anyway, exactly right. But he's an interesting character from history. Very, very flamboyant, interesting character. Always banging all kinds of broads and getting drunk and like telling little like making up little like prophecies and stuff that he would be like, oh, I had a dream and and like whispering into the queen's ear and like he had like the royal family like wrapped around his little finger. Interesting guy to read about if anyone is interested.
And 9% on a Richter scale here. Beautiful.
9% on a Richter scale. It's delicious. Okay, so.
Oh, here we go. Now the toe touches the rubber, as they say here.
So first of all, it's absolutely delicious.
It
has such a beautiful. You know how some stouts have like an almost slightly burnt flavor to them?
For sure, yeah.
I don't love that. That's the exact kind of stout I don't love. Some guys love it, right? The more coffee stout kind of that have that burntness.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm not a big fan.
It's not my favorite. Some of them are good,
Some are good.
but it's not really my thing. This doesn't have that at all. This is a beautiful, strong. It tastes like a beer. That first sip, that's a delicious, heavy, strong man's beer is what it is.
I'm about to jump through this motherfucking screen at you,
I really think you will love
Not sure what I'm going to grab first.
I might bring you one of
these.
these. I think I'm going to bring you one of these on Sunday when I see you. So, I'm not kidding. This is going to make your bull run, baby.
Oh, baby. I'm going to be a big-time bull.
I've been talking a long time. I'll let you go. But freaking delicious.
Where are you going to find this? On any other podcast, where are you going to find everything that's happened in the last 8 minutes?
That's true. The baseball, the Rasputin, the bear.
Just you, baby. You're what makes this bull run. You kidding me?
What did you say it got on Untapped?
It got a 4.01, so it's over the 4 by a smidge.
Okay,
but that's
not,
a good jaw in there. You
Yeah,
know why? Because a lot of people probably tasted this, and were like, whoa, not my style of beer, and gave it a 1. Well, that's not the way you go about it. If you don't like these kind of beers, you don't like these kind of beers. You don't got to shit on it.
Here's what I'll say. I've had a lot of imperial stouts because I love a good stout, and I like it.
Oh, good for you.
I've had a number of imperial stouts over my many years, and this one may be the best one I've ever had. It's that good.
Oh, wow.
This thing is really special.
Jeez Louise. This guy is coming out on fire. Folks.
It's killer.
I think we're feeling the show this week, Woodman. I mean, we got a lot to be thankful and happy for. And
we do.
I'm very thankful and happy that Woodman shut up so I can pour my beer. All right, here we go. No, I'm kidding. I love you. You know that. Shout out to guess who? I'll give you one guess, Woody.
Is it Muscles Marinara?
It damn sure is. You got that right, motherfucker. It is Russell, a.k.a. Muscles Marinara. He went ahead and said he was over between this show and the last. And this is how solid this cat is. He said, I heard that your little vegetable crisper drawer is empty.
You did say it.
And this motherfucker brings over 2 4-packs of not like 4 of this and 4 of that. He goes ahead and takes the time. As I say, it doesn't take much time. But to
mix them.
To knock one out of that little plastic 4-piece topper, throw another one. He brings me 8 solid newbies
that you've never had.
Just stashes them right in there and says,
amazing. Wow.
Motherfucker, I'm good for 2 months on that cat. Thank you, Russell. I love you.
What a mensch.
The best mensch of all time. And this one, he said, I knew you were going to like it. And we had Phillies. We had Phillies game 5 on Sunday. I happened to watch with this cat over his amazing abode. And one of the ones that he put in that was probably the one he highlighted the most as he was putting them in, he offered to me pregame, right when the game's starting. And I said, hey, we don't always have to be fresh into these beers. We're just shouting out some beers. And I was looking at all the other 8, and I saw this one, and I thought about the last time I had it, what happened afterwards, Phillies going to the World Series, and how much I fucking loved it.
Wait.
So I said, you know what? I'm doing it, baby.
The last time you had this beer.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying the last time I had this beer. No, I'm saying literally Sunday, Woody, not 2008.
Okay. Sorry.
Keep drinking that Imperial, all right? My man bought some pants. He's going down the chute. And I'll tell you what's about to go down the chute. Probably like the 5th week in a row that I've featured this brewing company, but that's also thanks to Muscles. Other half, once again, Other Half Brewing. Killing it. There's so many good beers as we're finding out on this show alone. It's a brew called Spinach. And if you see on YouTube here, it's just this, a minuscule kind of a label, but it's got the cans of spinach, some closed, some open. I call this my Popeye beer, by the way. Here we go. Let's go. And as I do this,
nice.
It says you got to get your greens if you want to be strong. Just don't squeeze the can too hard. I mean, what a great fucking tagline, as you would say. Look, there it goes.
Yeah.
And if you want to go ahead and say exactly what this tastes like, and it's not exactly, there is a little bit of fine points differential, but and I got a little too heady there because I'm excited. We're excited on this show, so I'll drink the ass end on air from the can. But it is Woodman Not the last time I drank ass. What? It is a wrench derivative.
Okay.
It doesn't. If you love wrench, which fucking you do have. Are you breathing? You love wrench. It is a wrench derivative. It is a little bit less of a pungent taste, a little bit more on the citra taste.
Okay.
But if you like wrench, there's no way if you like wrench, you'll say this is crap. This is almost as good as wrench, like smidge underneath. On the more citrus side, wrench is more of you got a fucking IPA beer, or not even IPA. You just got a beer. This is more of a little bit of on the citrus side, but it's tremendous. And shout out to Muscles Marinara. So we're 20 minutes in plus. We're feeling good. And this is, we could end it right now. I mean, you'd be satisfied, right? You know what? Maybe we should do it. We'll see you. Go, Phil.
Let's get down to business.
Well, thankfully,
All right, Rick.
Thankfully, we're only half an hour in, so that's good.
Right? We got a long ways to go, Bubba. Here we go. 8-4 in the last 2 weeks are your boys here at Jump the Sharp. It's time to keep that shit rolling, and we're going to have some fun with our 3 picks each. All the extracurricular activities they're on the shelf because look, 8-4 is great. We really want to be fucking steam hot before we bring that shit back into the fold. We want to make sure we have our shit together.
Yes.
So we're going to go ahead and keep rolling that snowball down the hill as it gets bigger and bigger. And once it gets big enough, then we'll bring those back into the fold. But right now, we're going to go 3 for 3 with picks of the week. And we definitely will get some World Series props in because we just can't fucking help ourselves. Woodman, as always, he is playing center field, batting first. David Woody with his pick of the week.
The Vikings have won 4 straight. They're 5-1. They're at home. What the fuck is going on with this line? What is this garbage line?
Who are they playing?
The Cardinals.
There it is. I know, right? I'm not picking it, but I looked at it.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that a stinky line? The Vikings at home -3.5. That's basically saying that on a neutral field, these are even teams. The Cardinals are trash. They're so bad they can't play at all. What is going on with this line? And here's the kicker. Here's the Hollywood piece to it. If you even needed one. I honestly don't think I'm going to say much more about this game. -3.5 is such an easy. I mean, I guarantee you by game time, this is -5. Maybe more even. This thing's going to move, okay?
Let's see if it even did yet.
But if you need a little kicker, I'll throw it to you. Ready?
Okay.
And no, it's not about Call of Duty, although that's out now, right?
Wow.
So, but no, it's not that. Yeah. That's funny to joke about, right? But that's all it is. We're not really serious. It's just correlation. But what is real is a bye week. A bye week is a real thing, and you only get one in the NFL. And these players and the coaches treasure them. And when they come off of them, they really focus in practice, and they are ready for that game. As I don't think I needed to go like and give you a whole history lesson of what the records are of all teams coming off bye weeks when they're at home, but I can assure you would like your odds. Okay, so the Vikings got a bye. Granted, after winning 4 straight, so you could say, well, they didn't really need it. They were playing great. No, they always need it. Every NFL team always wishes they had it. It's a brutal game. It's grueling. This is going to be a bloodbath. I might take an alt in this game, but my call is I'll just take Minnesota -3.5 and get it quick because I guarantee it's going to move. That's it moved.
My man, taking Vikings -3.5 at home against the Cardinals. Looked at it. Let me go ahead.
Easy for me.
So, flash the DWE up real quick. Just show everybody the Dave Woody effect where he goes ahead. There it is. And, sometimes most times he goes, I did the DWE, the HWE has come out from time to time.
Yes.
The Hollywood effect. You know what I mean?
Hollywood!
And look-see.
Hey, there it is.
Look, it is. So, what the Hollywood effect got me this week is the fucking butt kiss, except for I made a pick of the week based on it, and that is to come, ladies and gentlemen. So stay put. But my pick of the week.
You nailed the rest of them, basically.
Well, I want to say that my third biggest discrepancy was Arizona at Minnesota. I had it as -5.5.
Okay,
so
sure.
I'm with you, buddy.
Yeah.
But there's one thing that before I get to the biggest discrepancy that I'm not even sure I'm a fan of, but I'm doing it because it's such a discrepancy. Before I get to that, and hang tight, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I had to get to something that is just, I can't believe the payoff for it. And look, we're no fucking around here. You know, it's JTS name of the show. It's NFA show. No fucking around this week. Okay, we want to make money. Yeah. My first pick is a plus 115. Okay, we're gonna get you on the plus side of juice. I'll be at the game. It's Eagles Steelers, and I'll tell you what. It's not going to be like a first half, John. I know Joey O.B., Glass Cannon will be like, come on, Hollywood, all you bullshit with the first quarters and first half. And guess what? They hit sometimes. But one thing that jumped out to me that I thought about was Eagles first half. And you've heard us make this. As a matter of fact, me and O.B., Joey, made it on a dungeon call. We did the first half against the Cardinals, and that hit. And then something else popped out in the meantime while I'm searching for this, the first half line. The line of the game is 10.5 right now, I do believe, right? Yeah, it's 10.5 Eagles Steelers. Eagles, obviously, giving the 10.5 at home, coming off a bye. Once again, Woodman coming off a bye.
It matters.
Now, the half line I was seeing 6.5, and I was like, you know what? I was hoping more for 5.5, to be honest with you. So let me see what else I could look for. Something shot out at me at plus 115. It's over 2.5 touchdowns in the first half. Let me tell you why. Philadelphia Eagles. This is 6 straight weeks of action. Here's what happened. Week 1, Philly, Detroit. These scores are going into halftime. These are not the final scores of games. These are going into halftime. Philly, Detroit. Philly, 24, Detroit, 14. Total touchdowns in that first half, 5. 3 by Philly, 2 by Detroit. Next week, Minnesota at Philly, 24-7. Philly going into the half. 4 total touchdowns, 1 by Minnie, 3 by Philly. These are all over 2.5 so far, ladies and gentlemen. Next week, Philly at Washington, 24-0 going in the half. Philly with that 24 points. That's 3 touchdowns. Jacksonville at Philly, 20-14 going into the half. Philly up. 5 touchdowns in that first. Missed extra point there. 2 by Jacksonville, 3 by Philly. Philly, Arizona, 14-10. Philly going into half. 3 touchdowns. 2 by Philly, 1 by Arizona. The only one out of 6 weeks. Dallas, Philly, 20-3. Whoa, how many touchdowns is that? Maybe they missed an extra point. Unfortunately, no. 2 by Philly, 0 by Dallas. We're talking Cooper Rush, Dallas. We're talking about an amped-up Philly defense, and Philly had 2 field goals, so they were pressuring. So that's the only one out of 6 weeks and barely missed it, by the way. Philly coming off a bye. I wish I knew. I wish I could bet right now, live bet, first drive Eagles touchdown. That's what I wish I could bet, because that would be a pick of the week. I don't, coming off a bye after how they played in the first half. Yeah, and honestly, I'd like this bet disregarding Pittsburgh. The Steelers don't even need to score a touchdown. If they do, great, kind of for your bet. Not great as an Eagles fan, you know what I mean? But
sure.
I think there's 21 points on the board by the Eagles going into the half by themselves. Give me over 2.5 touchdowns in the first half. Eagles, Steelers, plus 115. A little off the rocker. Let's see if you dig it.
I dig it a lot. I would never have come up with it. I just tailed it. I think it's great.
Did you live bet when I love how you approach this show sometimes. You just live bet as it goes. All these are in for me, so I'm giving you numbers
while
that
you're
I
talking,
have.
Just watch dollar signs just float out of my mouth,
Excuse me?
I don't know.
You like
that? I do like it.
I like your second pick. To be determined, but I know I'm going to like it. Do you
you're going to like it.
Okay, here we go.
You're going to like it. So I think that after the last couple of weeks, if you are not fading the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I don't know what you are watching, right? This is a team that's just kind of losing it before our eyes, right? They're kind of falling apart. They just lost to a literal XFL quarterback. Right? And
Yeah.
like
and
like-
it was, and who lost to him? The GOAT.
oh, and the GOAT, and he has all his weapons. He has Godwin. He has Evans.
Woody,
He has
look at me right in
Fournette.
the eye right now. Is he done? Is it over?
This guy here is dead.
I don't think that he himself looked that bad. He looked not good. Not
Okay.
good.
All right.
I won't I think comparatively, right? I'll talk about somebody else in his age range. To me, Matt Ryan looks done. I thought he got benched because of how bad he played. I saw a lot of that game. He looked like you can't run him out there anymore. A lot of people were shocked that he's gonna be third string now after behind Foles as well as backup. I'm not shocked.
Come on, baby.
He
How was
looked
Foles not first string? God damn it.
Well, Foles should be Foles, then whatever, Ehringer,
Yeah.
and then it should be Matt Ryan third string, because if you watch the game, he can't do this anymore. It was sad to watch. Like Ben Roethlisberger's last year, it was sad to watch him out there. Rivers was sad to watch his last year. Peyton was sad to watch.
This is where they go to die. The Indianapolis Colts, now.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, when it's gone, it's really just gone. I didn't see that with Brady, but I did see. First of all, he's very frustrated.
A lot of personal shit going on.
He's taking it out on his teammates in a way that I'm not sure how much they necessarily appreciate it.
Lost to a Christian McCaffrey-less Carolina Panthers.
Dude. I mean, on talent, Carolina is by far the worst team in the NFL.
Hey, what'd they say? They say you suck.
Wasn't the final score
And
of that
they
game?
beat 'em.
Correct me if I'm wrong. It was 21-3?
Yeah.
The final score?
Something around that. I
dude,
can't correct you right now because
it's just you have to just say, whenever a team is down bad as they are right now, you got to just I'm sorry, I'm just going to steer into that skid. I'm saying that's going to keep going until they show me something's going to change.
For sure.
So I'll take the Ravens money line at -105 here. Why the fuck are the Ravens not the favorite? I don't understand. I don't care. Give me the Ravens.
My man. I mean, I actually I can't imagine.
They've choked this year. I understand they've choked this year, so that makes you nervous. I get it. They've
No,
choked.
I can't.
They've
I can't
They've had a
imagine
lead,
way.
I think, in every second half. The Ravens, almost every game they had the lead right in the second half. And
Oh,
they've
yeah.
choked. Not against a team. Look, maybe the Bucs can turn it around like that fast in 3 days. I don't fucking think so.
Call this crazy, but the Ravens could almost be 7-0, like very smidgenly, almost.
Oh, definitely.
So, I mean, the way the Tampa's playing, god damn, it's bad.
They got to show me something different before I'm going to bet anything. But I might be against them almost every week for the rest of the year until they show me something different, dude.
And you know what I'm done with, by the way? Because this was almost another one. Like, I love what you're picking, because for maybe the first time in the year, I put in all our picks as a parlay every week. I always do a 6-legger every week. And I think this is going to be the most confident I'm in it. And I'm not saying we're going 6-0. I'm just saying so far the two that you put forth were like on my chopping block by a pubis. So
I love to hear that.
Can't imagine the way Baltimore has played and then the way Tampa has. I was shocked by this line. I really was. And
shocking.
I was off on it as well by 2 points on my John. I figured it would be Tampa getting points. It was not.
Right.
It's crazy.
I wrote Baltimore -4.
What is it right now? I'm sorry. Is it 1.5?
Tampa Bay -1.
Yeah, -1. Yeah. So I had Tampa Bay +2, actually. So I was off by 3 points.
Yeah, you were off by 3, and I was off by 5, and we're both on the wrong side.
Right. I like the finger action there. Do it again. There you go.
Give it to me hard.
That's not what I meant. Come on, David. God mercy. So here we go with Hollywood's second pick of the week. And man, oh boy, I feel a little dirty. What
are you doing?
I don't know if everyone's going to be with me on this, but I kind of
God.
I'm going to try and convince you. No, it's nothing silly. I mean, it is silly. I don't think it's like, I'm not taking any. I'm taking the biggest spread of the week, and I'm taking a team that's getting the points. So maybe, but that team is I told myself I'm not taking this team anymore. I'm just not. But it is by far, HWE style, if you will, my biggest discrepancy. I was off by 4 points. I had Bills -7 at home against the Packers. It is -11 as we speak. I will take the Green Bay Packers getting 11 on. Now, here's the big deal. On a prime time Sunday night affair, my biggest holdback is the fact that the Bills had an off week last week. But I don't think that a Buffalo Bills bye is really a big deal right now. I just think they're smelling themselves. They've been for a couple of years. They're great. I don't think that the Bills are like taking their bye week as all right, time to really fucking reroute our mindset and let's really get serious. And what have we faltered on so far this year? What do we need to work on? I don't think that that's how Buffalo. They're very well coached. I love Sean McDermott and all. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying. I just don't think that that's their. It's not going with the Hollywood bye mindset as Woody was talking about with Minnesota. That Minnesota's got something to build on. Holy fuck, we got a 2-game lead in the NFC North. We got something to prove here. The Bills, no, not so much. And then the Packers, the way they went out, look, it's 3 in a row. And one of my picks of the week, 2 weeks ago, was them because Aaron Rodgers doesn't lose 2 in a row. Now he's lost 3 in a row. I get it. Hollywood, he could lose the 4th. I get it. I know, but.
And he probably will lose the game, but he don't have to lose by 11.
Exactly. They're playing like garbage. This is the biggest HWE discrepancy. 11 points is a lot to give Rodgers in a primetime spot.
He's a lot primetime of beast.
Yeah. And I got news for you. It's funny that thank you. This is how good we are together, Woody. It's like it's ham and cheese, baby. You know what I mean? It's table and chairs. It is. I have a note right here, and I'll read it verbatim. If this was Tampa, the line would be around 7 or 6.
Yeah.
Don't you agree?
Yeah.
And Tampa is worse than the Packers.
Right at this moment, they've been playing worse.
The Packers beat them in Tampa this year.
No question. They've been playing worse. No question.
But if this is Tampa at Buffalo, this line is 7, maybe not 6, maybe 7 or 8. It ain't 11.
It's probably 8.
Yeah.
And that's probably what it should be. And if it were 8, you probably wouldn't be betting it. 11 is just too many effing points.
And if you saw Aaron Rodgers on the podium after their loss in Washington,
I saw this. Tell the people.
Fucking it. You know what? Let me see if I can actually find an exact quote.
Okay. I will paraphrase the one kind of the part that I liked the best, where they were like, well, you have they were asking about all the team struggles, and then they were like, but you also have Buffalo next week. He's like, oh no! Shoot, I'm messing it up.
He said this will be the best thing for our team.
Yes,
he said I'm not worried. And they said, well, you got Buffalo coming up. What do you? He said, you're goddamn right. This is going to be where we need to go. He said, this is wait. Here we go. Aaron Rodgers. I'm not worried about the squad. In fact, this might be the best thing for us. Like he was focused on that interview. And look, I get it. Aaron Rodgers looks and acts kind of like a fucking dick face
sometimes.
I like him. Okay, he's a boy of mine.
Well, he's a very, very good quarterback. Whatever else you think of him. Jeez Louise, man. He's back-to-back MVPs. What are we talking about here? Come on.
Right. So, and guess what? Before the year, they were the second team in the NFC to make the Super Bowl behind Tampa. Both of those has gone to the wayside, but like it's not like they don't have the talent. He was basically calling out. I like the way he did that post game. It got me fired up too. He called out his team.
I will tell you, I'm not always the biggest fan of his. He is a huge weirdo and all that stuff.
For sure.
I thought my reaction to that press conference was that's a leader. That's leadership.
Giddy up. And guess what? They can lose by 10 and you're going to fucking cover.
Exactly.
Dude, the Packers on Sunday Night Football in Buffalo. Buffalo's going to be rowdy. I get it and all, but like it's Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers doesn't let me do something real quick. I want to look up Packers schedule because I know they lost to the fucking Manders last week. All right, let me see. They lost 3 in a row. It was to the Manders, the Jets, and the Giants. Now here's the thing: the Jets and the Giants were at home. At Washington was their other loss. Aaron Rodgers. The I would say something about the Giants and maybe even the Jets, but those were at Lambeau, which is shocking. But they lost at Washington with a half-filled crowd, and half of them were trying to hit on women who work in the front office. But now they're at the Bills, where it's like put up or shut up time. This is when this is when you're going to figure out if you think that Aaron Rodgers has anything left in the tank, and I'm not saying almost a full tank. If he has 1% left in the tank, they will cover this. That's all I end up on saying. A fucking primetime game at the Bills. This is it for their whole season. Maybe his career. This is it. Give me the Packers getting 11. Who would have thought the Packers would ever get 11 at any game this season? Fucking 5 weeks ago.
Yeah,
and I might be beating a dead drum horse, or whatever the fuck they say. They don't say that. I did. What do you save the show? We got off to such a good start.
It's just it's a great call. It's a great call.
HWE by far the number one.
It's a great call. It's just too many points. Ultimately, this is how sharp. I'm sorry, I know we try and think we're better than them, but
no, go for it.
This is how sharp bettors think, right? What is just too many effing points? Give me the point. It's just a safe, smart bet. Dude. There's
11.
so many ways that the final score of this game winds up being 10 or fewer points. It's just so many ways for it to happen, right?
Let's put it this way.
It doesn't even have to be all the things that he was talking about with the Packers doing better. You could just say, hey, backdoor horse shit cover. He throws 2 fourth quarter touchdowns to Romeo Dobbs, and now all of a sudden they lose by 9 instead of
Bills are
21.
up 37-20 with 4 minutes left in the fourth.
The Bills
whatever.
have been taking their starters out. They've shaken Allen out in the fourth quarter a number of times. They've taken Stephon Diggs out. They're happy to take their foot off the gas if they get up a lot. I love this pick. I love it.
I was going to say, do you like the pick? Are you talking yourself into it?
No, I don't need to talk. I didn't need to talk to someone. I liked it right away.
Let's hear the 5th winner of the week.
Okay. The Raiders. The Raiders have been very, very, very bad this year. Overall, yes, but also especially on the road. They're 0-3. Granted, they faced some tough teams. They went into Tennessee and lost. Well, Tennessee's not that great, but they're the defending AFC champs. They're all right. They went into the Chargers and lost. Actually, Chargers don't look so hot right now either.
Are you picking the Saints?
Yeah.
This is insane. That was my second highest off. I had Saints -2. It's +1.5.
Yeah, they should not. The Saints should not be. The Saints should be favored in this game. They're home. The Raiders stink. The Raiders really, really stink on the road, where they're 0-3. I don't give them any chance. I mean, look, the Saints gave last week. They were the one pick that I had to cover the spread that didn't do it on this program. And they almost did it, and that was with Joe Burrow playing like a Superman, right? Or was it 2 weeks ago?
And brought it out of. Were you talking about the Cincy game against New Orleans?
Yeah, in New Orleans.
That was 2 weeks ago.
That was 2 weeks ago.
That was like you missed that by a hair.
They had him all game, and then Jamar Chase is just too goddamn good, and they really missed Lattimore. Boy, did they miss Lattimore in that game. Yep. He would have at least tackled him after the 30 yards instead of letting him go the other 30 for the 60-yard TD. You know what I mean? He at least would have tackled him instead of the 2 guys who missed him. But and also give Chase credit because he's just slippery and he's just tough to tackle and he's a great player with the ball in his hands.
Now, where are you going on this? Are you going to money line it?
Yeah, we're going to money line it for plus money. We're going to money line it for plus money because the Saints plus 1.5 is not really that interesting, and it doesn't pay so good.
You hate minuscule lines.
I hate them.
Just give me the money. 1s and 2s.
Just give it to me. Let me win the game.
All right. Well, we'll just do that.
Give it to me hard.
Well,
hopefully. So the Saints money line is, or I got it at a plus 105. Maybe you see it better. I don't know, but
let me take a look.
So listen, they're not a good team. So if that makes you nervous, I get it. There's a reason why it's my third, right?
Yep.
At the same time, I will tell you, I personally have a lot of conviction that this is going to hit. Okay.
108 on FanDuel.
They have been beaten a couple of times at home this year in games that I think they probably should have won. The one where it was just Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow were just too effing good. And then there was the other one where it was Dalton. Dalton really, he fucked it up. He was bad. And maybe it'll be Dalton again this week. I was hoping it would be Jameis. I guess we don't know yet. It's only Wednesday here. I don't know if we know who's going to start. I think I've seen enough Andy Dalton to say Jameis, who I was never a fan of and still am not, is better than that. Dalton is done. He looks really done.
Sucks.
He's just not, he doesn't see it out there, dude. He does not see it.
He's just collecting a paycheck.
He's just collecting the paycheck. And I don't think he's trying very hard. And I don't think he's a leader. Although
Something's missing.
I'm not sure Jameis is much of a leader anyway.
No,
but regardless,
unless you want to eat your fingers.
But that team has some good veterans and kind of captains, and I think it could. I think they can take care of what needs to be done against a very poor Raiders team,
Very poor
in the Superdome.
Man, I'm telling you, man.
Also, I'll throw another little here. You want a little Hollywood factor?
Fucking right.
No city in the United States celebrates Halloween like New Orleans. I know. I've been there. I was there for Halloween. Okay. They lose their minds. The whole city is about, it's all spooky. It's ghosts and all. It's all the New Orleans and stuff, right? It's their favorite shit. They go absolutely bonkers. They are so happy to have a home game the day before Halloween. I really think if you need any little push on the pick, I think that should do it. That's a soft factor that kind of matters. The crowd is going to be losing their fucking minds.
How about that's the most Hollywoodish approach of all time, and
it's not arguable. That is not an opinion. Like that is a fact.
Upstages the Kyler Murray Call of Duty fucking approach, by the way, my man. And that is impressive. Holy fuck. That got me going. Now let's round out these 6 picks here. I'm going to try and do it before the 50-minute mark. Maybe we could do a little 10-minute on the World Series. Here we go. Actually, you know what? Fuck that. It's going to take 35 seconds. I might just make Denver unders a pick every week until they prove me otherwise. Why not? Why not? Don't overthink this, ladies and gentlemen. Broncos Jags under 39.5 at minus 105. Even the juice is trying to get make you think otherwise. No. Take the minus 115 on the plus side. Listen, we're telling you it's going to go over. It ain't going to fucking go over. Look, I get it. The Jags can put up numbers here and there, but this is
sometimes
the Jags have yet to really play defense. If you look at who they played, subpar defenses galore. And what is the strongest side of the ball in this game? It's Denver D is the strongest side of the ball in this game,
which is honestly a very good unit. Yeah,
very good.
They're very good.
Top 6 unit in the NFL.
Oh yeah, they're excellent for sure.
Here's the thing: Denver D has given up the following points in 6 games: 17, 9, 10, 32. 12, 19, 16. Okay? That's how much they've given up. And they might not even win this game. And here's the thing. Yes, that time they gave up 32, they lost. If you heard those numbers I just read. They also lost when they gave up 10. Okay? I'm telling you, there's no point in even thinking about it. Just don't overthink it. Just bet unders on Denver games for the rest of the year. The only one that would have given me pause is the 32 one they gave up. They lost 32-27 or something, and that was Vegas. Yeah, that makes sense. Those 2 teams. Okay, I probably wouldn't have taken the under in that game, and I didn't. But look at all these other ones. This, I'm just not overthinking this. 39.5 is really low. I get it. It's scary, but I gave you a winner on the 39.5 last week. You got to just get it when it's there. You just take the money. These teams don't play like that, and they're not Jacksonville's going to struggle at home against Denver's defense, and that's just and Denver's going to Russell's back this week, and whatever that doesn't. Unfortunately, after a few weeks this season, it's crazy how the mighty have fallen, but that doesn't scare me. It's not going to be points put up. I don't know. Melvin Gordon is pissed. They have Latavius Murray. There's Boone Cat. Sutton can't catch a fucking ball. What the fuck, dude?
We've been talking a lot on this program about teams that are in disarray.
Jeez.
I don't think there's one.
No.
I mean, well, it's funny because their defense continues to play well, but Tampa. I guess Tampa. But in
by
terms
the way, side note, somebody said Tampa plus 750 not making the playoffs this year.
Did you on the Future Show?
I sure did.
Don't think I told that. Should have. Can I throw out a Hail Mary that involves 2 of my 4 picks?
Do it live.
Let's go, baby.
I'm just looking. I was quickly looking at some other kind of DWE picks that were just misses. I could have done them.
I love a live Hail Mary. It's just fucking great. Let's go.
And
I don't have one now.
And I'm embarrassed. That's fine. I have 2 more. So if I put them together, this is really fun, I think.
Okay.
If you believe in my Ravens and Saints money line picks against garbage teams, I think I love the Jets at home here.
Yeah, I'm not sure about. I don't know why they're. I had them. Yeah, I'll pick them. I don't know why they're getting points.
That should be a pick 'em. Why are they getting so many points? Is the belief that Bailey Zappi?
No,
I mean, if you watch that game, you know that he's not good.
Let's talk more. I don't need that. I want to get this Hail Mary because I'm so pumped.
You want the fourth one?
Yes.
So the fourth one is my team that I've been making money on hand over fist here. It's the Giants. The Giants going into Seattle.
Sure.
Why couldn't they just win the game? They're 5-1. They look great. Their D is playing fantastic. Their offense is not amazing.
The Giants are the most disrespected team. I can't believe I'm saying this. They were my pick to have. By the way, 2 years in a row where my pick to have the worst record in the NFL
is actually a good team. Winds up being good.
And possibly a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah. They're very good for sure. At least at certain things, right? They can really run the ball and they can
Shout out to Troy LaValle, by the way.
Shout out to Troy. They can really run the ball and they can really play defense. And I don't think anything is going to change those two things. No, even when they play really good teams.
Imagine being a linebacker in 2022 going up against the New York Football Giants. And when you're saying they can really run the ball, the quarterback drops back. Wait, I can tell he's going to hand it off. And wait a second, which do I do? Do I go to Saquon or do I spy the quarterback who is setting records for a white quarterback as a rushing quarterback? I'm telling you, he is putting up Vic Elliott numbers. It's crazy.
I mean, here's a little fun fact for you. Through week 7, who do you think has more rushing yards this season? Daniel Jones or Najee Harris?
Well, I'm going to say Jones for the sake of this conversation.
Because of the way I'm asking it. But yeah, I mean, that's amazing. That's absolutely incredible. On how many fewer carries? It's unbelievable.
It's incredible.
Maybe he doesn't keep doing that. Maybe they start putting more spying on him and things that some teams, you've seen teams do against like Lamar Jackson, the way they do it in the playoffs, and that kind of stuff like that. Or back in the day, like they would sometimes do it to Vic, and you'd see like Vic would have like 3 straight games with like 80 yards, and then like the fourth game he'd have like 1 rushing yard, and you'd be like, what the hell happened? And like some smart guy like John Madden or whoever it was would get on TV and explain to you what happened. It was like they assigned their best player to spy him on every single play and not to move, and no matter what, his job is just make sure he can't run.
Do you think that they would do that to Daniel Jones now? They have to, right? He's getting like 80 yards a game.
They would have to, because it's probably worth it to leave somebody open down the field, because he doesn't really want to throw it down the field.
True.
And his guys can't really get open anyway. So if
do they make the playoffs this year? Do the Giants make the playoffs?
Playoffs?
It's hard to see how they couldn't.
I cannot believe we're talking like this right now. It's insane. All right, so you have
the other thing is that their defense is just better than you think. They're just pretty good.
I agree with that.
And I know you're not a big Geno guy, so I think their defense maybe gets to Geno. They've been getting a lot of pressure. They get pressure with 4, that defense. So if they can get pressure with 4, they'll get to Geno pretty good. So I think they go
Baltimore,
in there and
New Orleans, Jets, Giants.
Yeah.
What does that pay? The a rando Hail Mary money line only. Here, where are you doing it on DK?
I was on DK.
All right, I'm going to do it on FD right now.
Boom.
Where's Balti?
1925 on DK.
On DK, and you let's see. Baltimore.
That's
there
pretty
you are.
Good.
I'm missing where are these?
$10 gets me $200. I'll take it.
Go to FanDuel for that. Plus 20.49.
Even better.
Oh man, it's a beautiful thing. I might put this in right now.
There's a Hail Mary. 4 money lines. I think they're all legit. I could really see that happening. Really, for real. Actually,
Woodman official picks mini -3.5. Baltimore money line at -105. New Orleans money line at +08. Oh, he's got a little impromptu Hail Mary. Baltimore, New Orleans, Jets, Giants money line, the best we're seeing right now, plus 20.49.
Not bad.
I love it, Woody. I snuck in a pay dirt last week and a Teasy. Teasy was the only leg to do. Dude, Teasy's shelved for the rest of this fucking year.
Yes.
This is a hard year. So,
it's a hard year to do the teasy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. But the Aaron Jones John hit, and that was fun. But the Hollywood's picks, mine, Eagles, Steelers, over 2.5 touchdowns in the first half, plus 115. Packers, plus 11 at the Bills. Regular juice, and Broncos, Jags, under 39.5.
Yes.
Puntos at minus 105. That ain't the show, ladies and gentlemen. We're excited, okay? It's time to get going. It's time to have some fun. And it is time.
It's Red October.
It is fucking Red October. And Woody, just because you said that, we need somebody to say, "You are the man." That's right. And that man was Harry the K, Phillies announcer back in the... I can't believe I'm saying back in the day. My idol, literally. My fucking idol.
Incredible.
But
he had that
Harry,
beautiful, deep... He kind of had like a baritone, beautiful timbre quality to his voice. Just beautiful.
If we spoke about Harry at length, I would seriously start crying. He's the greatest man in sports history, in my estimation. No one did it better than Harry. And
incredible.
Look, I went to broadcasting school, ladies and gentlemen. I'll do this little quip. We probably had about 25 people at the Connecticut School of Broadcasting in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, 2006. And there were 3 of us that were standouts. And the one, Bob Salter was his name. He was a New York DJ. He pulled us into a room once and he said, if you 3 don't have jobs in radio in 1 year's time, I don't know what's wrong. And I looked at him, I said, I know what's wrong. All the fucking jobs in radio are going to fucking computers. Like, there's no niche anymore. I got into it at the wrong time, wrong place. But
you'd have been great, man.
Oh, well, I appreciate it. But we, in one class, they said, he said, okay, well, so just tell me, what is the hardest sport to commentate? I raised my hand real quick. He said, yeah, Brian. And I was like, hockey. He said, why? I said, because you have a lot of personnel to know, probably more than any other sport. And the pace is so fast, and you got to memorize all the numbers and the names and all that shit. And he said, no, that's exactly why it's the easiest. I was like, excuse me? And then he said, does anybody else know what the hardest sport is? And then I raised my hand again. He goes, Brian. And I said, based on what you just told me, baseball. And he went, correct. Because it is so hard in baseball to keep someone interested.
Yeah.
Whether it's TV or radio, especially radio. But you need to paint a picture. In hockey, everything is happening. You're just saying what's happening. Like, I'm looking at Woody right now. He's shaking his head yes and no. He's getting a beer right now. And he's looking at his computer. Like, look, whatever you're doing, I'm saying that's all you need to do. In baseball, you got to fill that fucking gap. You got to make that time interesting. That is not action. It's hard. And man, Harry the K just fucking did it so well, and the best ever. Look, there's plenty. We got Vinny on here.
Well, him and Vin both. One thing they had in common was they would fill those spaces in a baseball game, a baseball broadcast, and I'm sure it wasn't. I'm sure it didn't feel this way, and they were actually putting forth a lot of effort, but it felt as a listener effortless. Yeah, for sure. They would fill it effortlessly. Like, not that they were, because you just said you have to work to come up with things to fill that space. That's true, but the listener shouldn't feel you working.
No,
right?
That's the key. The key is that it's organic, and while you want to fill the space, you need to let it breathe. And that's what that's what Harry always did, especially because back in the day, I don't know if it's still the same thing right now, but Harry used to do innings 1 through 3 on air, 4 through 6 on the radio, and 7 through 9 back on air. And whenever I would hear Harry on the radio, I mean, you would hear the vendors, the Cracker Jack guys, the beer guys in the background. He knew when you could feel like you were at the vet back at that time. He knew when to let it breathe. Sometimes you don't need to say anything for literally 60 seconds. Just let the crowd hear, let your audience hear the crowd. But yeah, man, That's the way to go about
That's the smartest thing of the night.
it. Thanks, Vinny. Vinny, Harry, and the cat from Detroit. Fucking A. Anyway, I forgot his name.
So I don't know.
Harlan.
Oh yeah, he was great too. And also, well, I mean, it's before our time, but you're thinking of Harry Carey, right?
No. Harry Carey was pretty much terrible. Ed, what's his name? The Detroit. He was terrible. The Tiger. Ernie Harwell. Jeez,
yeah, Ernie Harwell was great.
Ernie Harwell was amazing.
Well, no, the other one people would say is he's still active, although he's very old now. Is Bob Uecker from the Brewers?
Yeah, but
But he's more of a color guy. He's not really a play-by-play.
Bad. I'm just saying.
No, he's amazing, but he's color. It's totally different to do color. You know?
And obviously, giddy up to the major league input. That was the best.
Of course.
Fucking A. Two of the best movies of all time.
Before our time, there was also like Joe Buck's dad, Jack Buck, was very famously really great.
I don't believe what I just saw.
Yeah. Or another one would be who was the old Yankees guy with the higher voice? He used to play second base for them back.
Oh yeah, Phil Rizzuto.
He was great too. Yeah.
Holy cow!
Right. Yeah, he was awesome.
But the best about that Jack Buck call, was that the home run of Kirk Gibson in the World Series against the A's? Because I was a big A's fan. I remember watching the home run. I was pissed off.
That was Jack Buck. Yeah.
Yeah, but he goes. It's just a reiteration because it's so human the way he said it. It was like watching it with a friend or a dad or something. He calls it the Gibson home run. He goes, "I don't believe what I just saw," and then it pauses, and he goes, "I don't believe what I just saw." Like he says it in almost like a pastor.
Right. I forgot
kind
about
of
that.
way.
Yes, he does.
Like he just reiterates it. Like I fucking cannot believe this. It was just great.
That's very good. That's very good.
Man, we could see. It adds that. What a great preamble to what we're going to do here. We just want to kind of talk World Series. We're not really going to say who we think's going to win the World Series. We know who we want to win the World Series. I'm going to put money. I have mad money. I actually have a future on the Astros. I'm going to cancel that out by putting that amount on the Phillies to hopefully win 2 times that. So if the Astros win, I don't get butt kiss, but that's, whatever. But there's so many props. FanDuel isn't really, throwing a whole bunch of options out there. DraftKings where you need to go if you want to find some fun World Series props. But the Woodman has an MVP pick he would like to tout right now.
Yeah, and it's maybe not an obvious one, but I just love the number that I get on it, and I think there are ways that it could happen. So I was looking at Zach Wheeler plus 1,700.
Man, after what he did in the NLCS and the DS,
he just looks really locked in. I was saying to Brian right before we hit record, what I like about him is he seems very and a lot of the great pitchers have seemed this way over the years. He seems very like ice cold, which is what you need at this time of the year in baseball.
Like focus.
Every pitch matters so much, and as a pitcher, if you start to overthrow, or if you start to try to get too fine with your, aiming the ball too much, you're going to get into that place that Nola got, where he lost his command, against the Padres that game. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, oh yeah.
He lost his command. I think he was too amped up, and he was trying too hard
to aim
in Game 2 in San Diego.
Yeah.
He came out, he looked good early, and then he lost his command because I think he was trying too hard to aim the ball, and he kind of. You don't want somebody who gets real amped up. You want the ice cold guy. Who can just go out there with ice water in his veins and just pitch.
I mean, he goes out and he just looks like nothing.
There's no emotion. Nothing phases him. I think he could do it. So I think you could get like games, maybe like 2 and then 5. And then, God forbid it went to a game 7. Maybe he could get you a couple outs towards the end.
That's what I like. So people are like, 2, why? Nola is actually the touted pitcher.
He is, and Nola could certainly do it. But here's what's going to have to happen. And for him to get it, here's what he has to do. He has to beat Justin Verlander twice.
Now, here's what I want to say.
Happening.
Did you see?
I don't love the Nola bet because I don't see him beating Verlander twice. I just don't see it.
Well, twice, yeah. Here's the thing. Yeah, because he will face him again. That's a good point. Are you aware of Justin Verlander's World Series stats career-wise?
No, but I wouldn't put all my hopes in that. What do you see in here? Is it not good?
Are you ready for this? You ready for this?
Is it really bad?
This is legit. I mean, let me just tell you the numbers. He's made 7 career World Series starts.
Okay.
4 with Houston, 3 with Detroit.
Yeah.
38 innings pitch.
Okay.
0-6. 5.68 earned run average. I mean, we are talking.
That's like some Kershaw type of shit right there.
24 earned runs in 38 innings.
Yeah.
Kershaw shit. Yeah, you're absolutely right. 35 hits, 1.289 whip.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but I'm not saying that's going to continue.
Maybe that's the smart bet. Maybe that's the smart bet, right? To bet.
Well, let's
that's
hope this continues.
But he's just too good, and I don't know, man. I'm definitely worried about the Phillies batters facing that guy.
All right. Let me give these cats something they can set their hat to.
Well, I want to hear. No, I want to hear yours because I think mine is fun. You know, and you could do.
This is really fun. Mine's really fun,
and you could do $5 on mine. It gets you $90.
Oh no! This is a unit bet coming up here. This is a fucking unit bet.
Please don't let me.
It's fun. Like an MVP bet's kind of fun, but you'll know within a game or two whether you got legs on that.
Oh yeah, but by the end of game 2, you know if my bet has any legs at all or not. You know,
if you think this series is going 6, this is definitely heading. I think it's heading in one of the first 2 games. This is incredible. So I went and I looked at. They have, like I said, DraftKings has a shit ton of player prop bets. One is. They just are spamming all the players and giving you over-unders on how many home runs they will hit in the series.
Yeah.
Bryce Harper's, I think, is over-unders 2.5. Rhys Hoskins is, I think, 1.5, which, might be applicable to look at if you were an over fan. But the juice, I think, was a little heavy on that. I have a minus 115 on the following. JT Realmuto to hit over 0.5 home runs in the World Series. Do you know what that left field looks like? First of all, at the bank, let alone at the what used to be called Enron Field. JT has such a short and compact swing. He could pop one out of fucking whatever it is, Minute Maid, whatever, Houston Stadium.
You said it's 0.5?
Over 0.5. To hit 1 home run in the World Series is minus 115.
Yeah, that's a unit. That's a unit.
Here. If not more. This might be a Dublowski.
Look.
You hear me?
You hear me?
I'm hearing you. How is JT not hitting a homer in this goddamn series? Okay.
Put it on the board.
I mean, if this fucking oh, man, I'm telling you. If this show hasn't been bringing you enough already, it's time. It's Vader time. To put one in here on JT. I mean, this is incredible. Minus 115 to be over 0.5 home runs. Get the fuck out of here.
One home run. Yeah, 1 home run.
God mercy. I'll tell you what. So that's my official prop of the World Series. We went long on a show. We're just going to kind of peruse some things here. We're going what they would call what is it called? Not acapella. What the fuck? When you
Commando.
No, Commando. There you go.
Give it to me hard.
Okay. Off the cuff here. What's it whose line is it anyway? What's that called? Improv. Improv. We're going improv. Impromptu. So I'm looking over some here, and I right before we went live, I told you that holy fuck, I see they have a head-to-head player home runs category.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to do this real quick. I'm going to give you they give you 3 options, and I want you to tell me your answer within, 0.5 seconds of when I complete the 2 names.
Okay.
And as you listen, ladies and gentlemen, or view on YouTube, I want you to do the same. See if you sync up. Most home runs in the World Series, Kyle Tucker or Bryce Harper?
Harper.
That would be minus 105. I'm sorry, that would be minus 120. To Tucker's minus 105. So giddy up. Jose Altuve to Rhys Hoskins.
Hoskins.
minus 115. They are both minus 115, by the way. I know Altuve likes to park them in their porch, but Reese, boy, I'm actually going to kind of stay off of that. I think that might be a little bit of a fishing bet.
A trap.
This one, there's somebody that's plus 105. There's somebody that's minus 135. Ready? Jordan Alvarez versus Kyle Schwarber.
Alvarez
minus 135. Schwarber plus 105. Out of all these, I would take Schwarber.
Those numbers are correct. Alvarez is. I know you're not like an Astros guy, but like that dude is a monster.
What is that noise? Do you hear that?
I don't hear anything.
Wow, I did. It might be an ad on one of my things, but it was I think it was the Golden Eye. Dude, I don't know what just happened, but it was definitely Golden Eye music.
Golden Eye, like from the video game?
From fucking James Bond. It was a James Bond intro. There was an ad playing on one of the sites. I hope it didn't come over to the stream. And if it didn't, then boy, do I sound wacky, don't I?
I don't think it did, because I think I would have heard it.
That's true. Giddy up.
I'm embarrassed.
I like that Harper won against Kyle Tucker for minus 120. I feel like that's the best bet.
Dude, there's so many funky ones on DK. The thing is, I don't know if I'm going to get deep into it, because I'm just going to put a shit ton of money on that JT hitting a home run. He's got to hit one.
I really feel very confident that Harper is locked in. I actually would take him on the MVP bet, except that the number that they're giving you is just not that great. It's like plus 600 or something. It's not that great.
I don't know, man. I mean, here's the thing.
I don't know. Maybe plus 600
fans,
is good enough. Maybe I should at least do something on that, huh?
I want to say this before we go, and I'm sorry, this sounds awful, but as a Philly sports fan, and of course we're just pumping up, the Phillies are going to win, and we're like, we hope. Obviously, Houston is very well favored.
Yeah.
If we go to the MVP thing, World Series props, MVP, Harper is plus 650, yeah. And that's tied with Jordan Alvarez.
Yeah.
If you were to pick an Astro, are you looking at the page?
Yeah.
Who would it be? I mean, in general.
It probably should be Verlander.
He is plus 950. Yeah, okay. I'm just going,
Or you're just looking for better juice that gives you...
No, I'm just looking at let's be real here. The majority of people... not necessarily listen to this, but in general, think that Houston's going to win the series, and I get it, but it's not going to happen. But Tucker, you called Kyle Tucker, by the way, as your MVP pick, which is very close. He's plus 1,000. He's only the second position player after Alvarez.
He's a really good hitter, dude. He's a good player.
It's funny. You called him as your MVP, and you called your backup as Alvarez.
I know. Neither of them is going to hit, though.
No, but they're right there.
Yeah, they were right there. Yeah, they played great. Yeah, you're right.
Hey, Aaron Judge is going to win? You mean my pick's going to win?
Indeed.
2 years in a row, ladies and gentlemen, that Jump the Sharp has called the AL MVP.
I had it last year.
Do you remember what Ohtani's payout was?
Yeah,
I think it was plus 28.
2,500, I believe. 2,500. I think so.
Well, guess what? Aaron Judge plus 2,400.
There we go.
Oh, I can't wait for that to hit. I think I actually searched it I Googled it. When does the MVPs? And it said November 7th, I think, is when it will be announced.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll make a nice chunky cheesemo into my account. But
me too, buddy. Because I told you.
Do me a favor. I'm going to scroll to a random World Series prop. I want you to do the same. I'm going to ask you a question, and you ask me a question.
I'll just say for the listeners, if you haven't followed, if you haven't tailed anything yet, you haven't clicked anything yet for MVP, I stand by what I said earlier. I think if you wanted to make a bet that gets the best juice given the odds of it actually occurring, I like Wheeler. However, I think there are other bets that Brian is about to tell you about, some of the ones he just told you about.
I'm just looking now.
I think there are other bets besides MVP that are really fun. So my advice might be, to be honest, not focusing on MVP. There are so many other things to look at.
Dude, is this for real? Is this fucking for real?
Yeah.
I might just pepper the home run page. Holy shit.
What do you see in here? What do you got?
Bryce Harper. total home runs for the series. What do you think the over-under is at, first of all?
I couldn't say.
Guess. Over-under.
Over
It's
under.
at a half, so pick a half, but what do you think?
Yeah. For the series, I'll say 2.5.
Okay. And what would you put that juice on? We say even?
No. I think yeah, all right. Yeah, I guess even.
Okay. Bryce Harper over total series home runs. Ready? Over 1.5. What do you think that juice would be?
Minus over 1.5 for the series?
Woodman,
It should be like minus 180 or something.
Plus 300, Woody.
Why?
Get on it right now.
Do it live.
Why is that? What's going on with that?
Bryce Harper to hit 2 home runs in the World Series is plus 300.
Why is that?
I mean, it's worth a shot, right?
What's that on? Where do I go for this?
DK.
And then what?
World Series player props.
Okay.
And then you have a whole bunch of shit. And
Yeah,
then
I
one
see
is
'em.
Player Series home runs.
Okay. Player Series home runs.
I want to make sure you see it before we go off air here.
I see
because
it. I
they
got
need to know. Do you see what I see?
Yeah, over 1.5 is plus 300. Yeah, I'm taking it. This is insane.
I'm fucking.
Why?
That might be. Is that a unit? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, why is that not a unit? Like, you don't think he could hit a second one?
Jeez, dude, you know what also is interesting? They had Altuve.
I guess the only reason why somebody would be against it is like, oh, what if Houston just sweeps them? They hasn't hit any.
That's the only reason.
Could happen. Like, theoretically.
What if we sweep them? Fucking assholes.
Exactly.
Guess what? If we sweep them, this motherfucker has 4. Like,
I mean, probably no matter what happens,
we're not even
4.
talking 3 home runs. We're talking 2. Where's Reese?
He probably hits 3 or 4 no matter what, dude.
Schwarber over 1.5 is plus 200. Reese over 1.5 is plus 340. I'll even give you this. Altuve over 1.5 is plus 340. I like that.
I like that a lot. But I really like Bryce at plus 300 to hit 2
My
home
favorite
runs.
still is JT at 1 at fucking minus 115.
Yes.
Like, pepper
Agreed.
that.
I agree. And then this is my second favorite.
For sure. We're having a good time. This is a funky one. To have a hit in every game of the series.
Do you want to should I remove my Vikings as my number 1 overall pick and just change it to Bryce Harper to hit 2 home runs in the World Series?
Isn't that crazy? 2. Oh man. The only bad news about it is you can't parlay them all. That'd be so fun.
Right.
But there are these. Oh man, they got a player to have a hit in every game. If Alex Bregman has a hit in every game in the World Series, it's plus 1,300. Like, this is dangerous.
It's very
for me.
unlikely that anyone would have a hit in every game.
Yeah,
it's just tough, dude. Postseason baseball.
I'm certainly not going to take an Astro, but if I did, it'd be Bregman.
And the pitching tends to be so good, and the Astros bullpen is really, really good. It's going to be tough.
Kyle Tucker to record a hit in every game, plus 1,200. Right.
Yeah, I mean, it seems possible.
Total bases we have. Let's see what total bases are. Oh, it's versus. I'm not interested in the versus. Head-to-head total bases. I'm not interested in that. Let's see. Oh, series most total bases. Oh, man, this is too much. You know what? I think we hit our breaking point. One more. Series most hits. Woodman. Who has the most hits in the World Series? You know the rosters well. Who has the most hits? And I'll tell you what their odds are.
Probably should be Altuve.
Yeah, he's the most odds, 450. Yeah. I would go with Gene Segura at plus 1,800. Okay.
Yeah, Gene Segura is not a bad pick. I think I actually think Kyle Tucker is probably not a horrible pick there.
No, he's plus 750. I'm going anti-Astros, so thanks for going for that. It's like, here we go. Tell me when you hear a Philly. Altuve, Alvarez, Pena, Tucker, Bregman, Gurriel, Harper. Okay, great.
Harper.
The 7th fucking...
Harper's
plus 1,000, by the way.
He's pretty locked in, man.
Dude, I'm just saying.
He looks locked in. Listen.
Pick 4 of the week.
I know we're about to get out of here, probably.
JT. Home run.
I know we're about to get out of here, probably. I'll say, if you guys are thinking about various different props and things, just keep in mind how locked in Bryce Harper is. And just try to remember, because it's easy to forget this, right?
Dude wants it, man.
He's had a number of years in his career where he looked totally locked in. There was that one year, I want to say it was 2018.
Probably the year before that, right? In 18 when he
or
came.
17.
Yeah.
Where he literally looked like
slow motion,
as good or better than Mike Trout.
Yeah.
That one year, right? And
doesn't get injured. Oh, wait.
And he never got hurt that year. It was just incredible. And he's never really done it again. But he's had periods, partial seasons, many times in his career where he looked so locked in. He's like, oh, this is the best player in baseball, actually. When he's swinging like this, when he's seeing the ball like that, he's the best player in baseball. And right now, during this playoffs, you are kidding yourself.
Get me fucking hype.
You are kidding yourself if you don't think he looks that locked in.
Oh, dude.
There's a great piece that showed up on Fangraphs today. You guys who listened to us during the summer, you remember me talking a lot about Fangraphs. I really, it's a good website for baseball. Really
made you some money.
They made us a lot of money. Mm-hmm. And there was a piece that showed up on Fangraphs. It was either today or yesterday. I highly recommend it. I can put it in the show notes maybe. Where they were saying like that one at bat, where he wound up hitting the home run and basically the at bat that launched the Phillies in the World Series.
Right.
It's a very impressive piece of hitting because what it showed was that he had Bryce Harper is famous for a style of hitting. Mike Trout has it too. They call it selective aggression. What it means is I want to be really aggressive at a pitch that's in the zone that I know I can hit. And I want to be really, really selective and not swing at all of the different pitches that are outside of that zone. And there are many, right? And there's many ways.
I can fucking hear you talk about this forever. Go.
Selective aggression. That is Harp. That's always been his mentality. And when he's going bad, what happens is he's not seeing it good. And so he'll swing at the pitch that really is, he was supposed to be selective about it and he wasn't selective. And then he'll wind up not being able to be aggressive enough because he's in a bad count. You see, that's what happens when he's going bad. Bryce Harper, when he's going hot like he is right now, when he's locked in like he is right now, right this October, this red October, when he's locked in like this,
let's go.
He'll see that pitch that the pitcher wants him to swing at that's just out of the zone, and he just spits on it, dude.
Yep.
He just spits on it. He's like, oh, no, that's not. And this article I'm going to send you guys, it's so good because they explain to you, it's like, after that, what is Suarez going to do? But he has to throw him in the zone. He has to throw a pitch in the strike zone. And
dude, you got to put that out on Jump to Sharp. You share that. And,
I will share it. It's such a great piece, and it's exactly right. And I think if you wanted to
even when I pitch in softball, even when I was a softball pitcher, and
everybody knows.
And I made that one good pitch, and he didn't. Like, dude, it's like, come on.
When you throw it exactly where you want, and it's just out of the zone, and they don't swing,
dude.
You have to come into the zone. You have to. What choice do you have? And,
you know what you're dealing with.
And he put it in the seats, and he could do it again against the Stros, man.
If you want to crown them, then crown their ass.
Let's go, Fightins. I mean, hopefully the series isn't over.
Get you hyped up, guys. I don't know.
Fucking
I don't know how to. Yeah.
Hopefully the series. Well, maybe it will be over on the Fightin side, but hopefully next time we're talking about next week's show might just be all fucking Phillies. We'll talk about it.
It'll definitely include some Phillies, I think, for sure.
Man.
Yeah. No doubt.
Oh baby, Woodman, it's been fun.
This is a great show, man. Thank you, brother.
I hope this week is filled with.
I want winners.
I hope we got them, Mr. Singletary. And look, we've had a blast on this show, and we're feeling it now. Let's see what we can really make do and roll with it.
We're due for like a 6-0, dude. We're like we are due.
I didn't want to say it. You went ahead and said it. That's giddy up. But
I don't mind.
Yeah, I jumped to Sharp on Twitter. You want to find what the Woodman said he's going to post out there, giddy up.
I will do that.
On YouTube, let's get some more subscribers, ladies and gentlemen. Tell everybody you know, okay?
Tell your mother, tell your father, send a telegram.
And let's get that to 100. And by the way, the dungeon is always rocking and rolling every Sunday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern, twitch.tv/GCN Employee Lounge. Woodman will be there. I will not at the start. I will not be hosting this week, but I will be doing a little drop-in, a little cameo style live from the Eagles game parking lot.
On location. Yes.
On location. And guess what? Woodman might leave that stream early because he's got to come over and hang with this cat. All right? That's how we roll here. The Woodman in Hollywood. It's peanut butter and jelly, baby.
Yeah, baby.
You can't spread them too far for too long.
I can't wait, dude. It's going to be an awesome Sunday. Really look forward to that. And GCN, thank you so much. Everybody who's listening.
Oh, we love the Glass Cannon.
On the Glass Cannon Network. It's been so much fun.
Absolutely. We love you guys so much. We will see you next week on Jump the Sharp, as always, at Jump the Sharp. Also on a dungeon this weekend. Let's go, Phils. Let's go, Birds. Peace the fuck out.